Good morning. And it's a beautiful way of starting this beautiful Berlin morning in the almost last day of ITB. Ministers, dear friends, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. Ambassador, thank you very much for your kind invitation. I think the presence, the level of the presence, the number of people that are here are a testimony that they all respect Korea and what you represent, and that's why they answered your kind invitation by coming this early morning to be with you. Thank you so much for this invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be with you here this morning. It's not easy for me to take a stand in conditions and situations like this, but I have taken the decision to take a stand with each and every candidate that has presented his candidacy. And I have some thoughts to share, and I did make a point of trying to be as neutral, objective, yet as honest as possible in this. So I will be speaking about what I feel towards Young-shim and Carlos with very honest words. But let me first say that there are very special feelings that one leaves this great organization that has become so great, especially looking at my predecessor, Francesco Frangiali, here sitting with me, a great person that I have picked up from in a very admirable way and move forward. In my last year as Secretary General, when you look back, you get great satisfaction by seeing and witnessing where tourism has come from where we started. Francesco would know this. 8 years ago, the world was still hit by the hardest economic crisis that we could ever live in our generation. Still, tourism kept going from strength to strength. I saw two things happening in the process of the last 7 to 8 years of my very rewarding, very demanding, yet extremely rewarding mandate. One, I saw tourism being elevated from a secondary, trivial, non-serious sector into one of the most respected sectors that can happen in the world today. I still remember, and Francesco would attest to that, when we first went together to the CEB, the Chief Executive Board of the United Nations, which is the body that puts together all the heads of the UN, 15 United Nations organizations. We meet 2 times a year. The first time we were there, and it was the Secretary General at the time, it was Kofi Annan, and then Ban Ki-moon, introduced us to the rest of the colleagues. When they said Secretary General of the World Tourism Organization, you could clearly see half a smile on the face of each one of them. Are you serious? What is tourism doing here? Are you serious? We're the people that work in agriculture, in industry, labor, health. Tourism is about people laying on the beach, enjoying life, having a drink. That has changed dramatically. Today, when any one of us speaks with our colleagues at the UN, they stop, they listen very carefully, and they take us very seriously. So this is a very, very important change that has happened in the world of travel and tourism. Tourism is not anymore a word that when you say makes you half smile. You smile fully because you're a happy person and because it does bring happiness and hope, which is very much needed in the world today. But the second important thing that happened in the last 7 to 8 years as a change is the fact that tourism stopped looking at itself only as a sector that needs to be promoted for its own sake, for its own business. We stopped seeing the glory of tourism in numbers and in the renewed and accelerated economic progress and business successes that it makes. We started to see tourism for what it does to other sectors in life and how does it improve lives of people and the state of the planet. And it's a very, very important shift and change, because today, when we talk about the International Year of Sustainable Tourism, we talk about the International Year for Sustainable Tourism for Development and Peace. There's a purpose for us being here beyond and much more noble than the glory and the success of our sector per se. These are the two major changes that I saw very clearly happening in the last 7 to 8 years, and it's the result of a collective effort from all of us here. Throughout this march, throughout this journey, I may call it, Ambassador Dho has always been with us. I remember in 2001, I was still minister of my beautiful small country, Jordan, and I'm happy to see the minister from Jordan here with us. I was in South Africa for the International Conference on Development, where Ambassador Dho approached me at the time. I did not know her. And she said, I have a great idea. I want some support for it. We want to establish a foundation called STEP, S-T-E-P, and I see here Jeffrey Lippman, one of the initiators of this idea as well. Sustainable tourism for the elimination of poverty. And I need your support. At the time, as minister, I was member of the Executive Council, and actually I was elected as chairman of the Executive Council of UNWTO. That's how I got introduced to UNWTO. I didn't know how seriously I should take this lady, but I must say, I can very clearly testify she was one of the most serious, one of the most committed ladies that I have seen ever in my life. She never gives up, never gives up. And the issue is that beyond the strong face, strong personality and character that she has, there's such a soft and human element to her side of personality that's very admirable. When she fights tough. And when she smiles genuinely. And when I say when she fights tough, because she fought me when I was running for the post of Secretary General. She was supporting, of course, her comrade Korean candidate against me. And it was a very tough fight. Very tough fight. At the end, when the results were over, she was the first to come and shake my hands and say, congratulations, what can I do for you? That's the kind of noble person that she is. Teaming up with another gentleman, Carlos Vogler, who is by all means my choice, because he's part of my team now, together with Marcel Rivera, sitting next to him, two executive directors here, showing a sign of how civil we are, how advanced we are in this competition, because Marcel, of course, is also another candidate for this post. I have great respect for Carlos. Carlos is a person with great political sensitivity, ability to listen, please the members, and he has been exemplary in all his performances. It's a strong combination. All what I can say at this point in time, without losing my line of objectivity and neutrality, is I wish them all the best, everybody. And I am sure that just as I have built on the great work of my predecessor, my successor will be able to take UNWTO to an even higher level, because it deserves it. It's a beautiful organization. We have wonderful staff. They are your staff. They are at your service. I thank you all very much, and I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you so much.